to be foreign and that many of the sightings are actually just manned aircrafts operating lawfully. But politicians across the country tonight are calling on the federal government to take action, saying that the public deserves real answers. We have team coverage on a local and national level. Let's begin with Fox 45's Vincent Hill and the most recent drone spottings right here in Baltimore. Vince.
Well, Maxine, from former Governor Larry Hogan's house to the Inner Harbor to Mount Vernon, these questionable drones are bringing a lot of questions.
It's a phenomenon taking place from New Jersey to Virginia and even here in Baltimore.
And so it was just me and this little thing staring at each other for about 15 minutes.
Drone sightings are the hot topic of conversation, especially for those who've experienced it.
At first, I thought it was the light on the tower, but then I looked around and realized it's way too far up and way too far out.
Blue captured this video in the Mount Vernon neighborhood Saturday evening.
And as I began to film, it started doing this dance. And as it moves, I move, making these very erratic movements.
It shows what appears to be a flashing light, at some point making quick moves and sudden stop.
Can a drone do that? Sure. But whose is it? I'm not an aviation professional, but I'm pretty clued in. And I wouldn't know of any helicopter or any type of plane that could do that.
Naval flight officer, 25 years in the Navy, aeronautical engineer.
Armin Kurdian is an aviation professional. He spent over 2 decades as a Navy pilot, responsible for test aircraft.
Having seen some of these videos myself, they do look like regular civilian aircraft, little Cessna 152s with navigation lights on there.
Although Kurdian believes most of the drone sightings have been completely harmless.
But having said that, I think the threat is real. And 20 some odd years after 9/11, we still haven't fully secured our airspace or know what's actually flying inside of it.
Kurdian pointing to the possible threat of terror.
But it is very possible that there are other entities, domestic or foreign, that are using these drones to either test our security, they're taking photographs, they're trying to intercept these communications, because that is how our adversaries are going to beat us.
Meanwhile, at the White House,
on review of available imagery, it appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft.
Top officials appear to be downplaying the multiple sightings being reported.
Frankly, I would love to see anybody in government say, hey, we need to do better. Perhaps we made a mistake. We're not being as effective. Don't gaslight the American public and say everything's fine. Just let's be honest about what's actually happened.
A sentiment shared by the aviation expert and the Mount Vernon resident, who, like many others, say they've seen it with their own eyes.
I need the government to just tell the truth. I need the government to understand that we're big enough to be able to handle it.
And you may recall former Governor Larry Hogan posted a video to his ex showing what appeared to be drones around his home in Davidsonville. He's now asking the federal government to investigate. For now, we're live in Baltimore. Vincent Hill, Fox 45 News.